Hey guys, I hope we're live. I have no idea. Really new to this. I pressed the button. Hopefully we're live. Yes, it seems like we're live. Hello everyone. We had a little technical issue. Uh, Hopefully some of you guys are still here. Most of you. Let me try and refresh to see if you guys are still here. La 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 la. This is the waiting music. La,
Is it
la.
the same? Is it the same link?
It should be the same link. Oh, but
Yeah,
we have.
it looks like we're live, but
Yeah,
I think
there's.
I think we're alone now.
Yes. Oh, gee. Okay, David, we're alone. And it's probably gonna be a separate video. So let's try to bring value anyway, and then call it a day if you agree.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So what could be a parting tips that we could give to people watching about adaptation? We say, or maybe we can summarize what we've been saying for to now.
Yeah,
We talked about expectations,
yeah.
right?
How the bigger our expectations and the more ingrained our expectations are, the more energy we're going to need to use to adapt. Because when the reality doesn't match our expectations, that's when we need to use energy. And so the more expectations we have, the more tired we're going to be during times of lots of change.
Yeah.
And expectations can just screw you up in a lot of ways. We should have a whole show about expectations. Maybe that'll come up sometime because they can just mess with you in a whole lot of ways. And they can be used as a force for good, as you seem to be doing, but they can also just be emotion killers. So then we talked about, well, that's the first thing we talked about. That thanks for bringing that up. And I think then, you know, we talked about kind of the these what's you brought up. What's the conclusion if we just look around and notice that I can't expect anything to exist tomorrow? You know, what actually comes from that? And it's this brush with death idea that, you know, if everything can be lost and everything is temporary, that means everything right now is amazing. You know, and you really pointed me in that direction. So that was really great.
Yeah,
What else?
and so that we wake up or we go to sleep every night with a lot of assumptions, and that they are more or less just wishful thinking because we never know what's going to happen. Um, what else did we talk about? Yeah, then I went on a crazy rant about how it's great to be human. So there was that.
Yeah, because we're so adaptable, which we are. You know, that made me think of, like, I was in the store today and I left the store and I realized on the way home, you know, everybody had their masks on in that store. And I was just talking to people like normal. I forgot kind of that they had masks on. I forgot how abnormal this situation is.
That's such a
You
great
know,
example, man.
I'm already starting to adapt. This is already becoming my new normal. I don't want it to be.
Yeah, I mean, uh, well, first of all, you don't want it to be. Maybe it's tied to some expectation that you have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But I was feeling the same. I had these glimpses of all of a sudden I'm in the street and I see like 5, 10 people with masks, and I'm like, wait a minute, they are actually wearing masks, and it's not shocking to me. What's shocking to me is seeing people not wearing masks, and once again we've adapted, and it's crazy at how fast we adapt, and it's normal. Oh, I have another one on adaptation. Shit, I just remember. So I was in Prague for 6 weeks, and we came back here yesterday, and I was walking outside with my kids, and I see a mini truck coming, and the mini truck basically, I'm pretty sure it's a new business who delivers food at home. It's not Rorik, it's not Koshik, it's not Tesco, and I was like, whoa. So I just left 6 weeks ago, and now there is a whole new company who's doing that, who had the time to find a truck, print some huge promotion on that, get a phone number, get some, do all these logistical things. I mean, talk about adaptation. Talk about all those entrepreneurs who are trying to make a buck out of the situation, while some of them hopefully helping people. Talk about us who started this show because we wanted to adapt to the situation, and to all those people who started streaming. Talk about like the late night show, Jimmy Fallon, all those guys who started to adapt somehow. This get me excited, man. I mean, that's wonderful. All those way people adapt, and I need to plug Need to plug my PC urgently, otherwise we're gonna have a second break. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, humans are incredible. Humans are absolutely incredible. And I mean, in personal resilience, when we teach it, when I'm working with people one on one about the personal resilience, the I mean, there are these 7 key energies that we need to use and cultivate during a time we need our resilience. And when we have all those flowing, I mean, we can do amazing things. We can handle so many situations. So I think this is this is definitely on calling. These times are definitely calling on all of our resources, and I think it'll only continue. So I would encourage everybody out there to think about, what do you need to cultivate to be more adaptable? Is it lowering your expectations? Is it, or not lowering them, just you're reducing some of them? Is it looking around and noticing how temporary everything is all the time? Is it finding different sources of stability than the external world? You have a source of stability inside yourself. You have a still center point that doesn't move, that doesn't get touched. I've heard it described as a flame that doesn't flicker, and no matter the wind around you. One of the spiritual teachers I follow said, be the eye of the hurricane, you know, like the hurricane is swirling around you, and can you sit and be the eye of the hurricane and just let this situation peel off of you all of the every discomfort you have in these situations, is another is a stuck energy that you can just let the situation peel off of you, and you can be more and more closer to who you really are, more streamlined, and more adaptable. So I think that's one of the gifts of this time, and certainly the gift of me losing my laptop. Now, yeah.
Perfect way to conclude this show, David. Thank you very much. We made full circle, starting from technicality and lost laptop to dying, like decaying corpse and the beauty of life. And now we're back to the laptop. I really love that. Guys, this has been PeaCreaLive. Usually it's written but in the bottom right, but now we had to adapt to a technical situation, but we are really happy we did. It's great to spend time with you to see your questions. So please, there is a website. There are two websites here. You can click on either of them and enter your name, your email, and join our mailing list, so you will be informed of the next episode of PeaCreaLive, because it's most weekdays and we like to keep this little bit element of uncertainty and excitement. We have guests. If you have some idea of guests that you would like to have on this show, David and I were pretty well connected, so it gives us inspiration of who you would like to hear talk about how to make the most out of this situation in the COVID or whatever matters to you. David and I are both coaches. We both deal with self-development, spiritual experiences, and positivity. So if you have questions on this, let us know. And what else is important? I don't know, David, do you have something you want to share before we split?
No, just thank you, Arno. Thanks for handling the tech today. Well, and thanks to anybody who's watched and your comments. We really appreciate it. To see you soon, and for more of our peaceful creativity dialogues.
Thank you, guys. I'm going to swiftly click I didn't load the outro, so I'm going to click on the intro because why not? Let's adapt. Bye, guys. All the people are gonna come. Oh, I forgot there is. I forgot that the video disappeared. Okay. Okay, adapt beatbox music. Bam, 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 bam.
It's gonna be
Bam, 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 bam,
an adventure.
bam, bam, bam,
Adventure.
bam, 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 bam. Is that it? Love me.